Hi,
Hi, how are you?
Leonard. Everything is fine. What about you?
I'm good, Sophie, thank God. How was your week?
Well, I had a friend gather on Saturday,
Okay.
and yeah, and we and sh my and a friend of mine had sleep over with me. So yeah, Saturday is a very fantastic day. Like I have a very pleasure time with my friend.
Happy day.
Yeah, it's a very happy day.
Good for you. Good for you. What's going on
Yeah,
with the vaccine? Any news?
yeah, like um we are going to have like um this five 50,000 of BNT, and it is imported in Taiwan. So yeah, maybe I will get the vaccines
What
soon.
is it called?
BNT.
BNT?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
right. Oh, we're here. Hey.
BNT?
Yeah.
I never heard of that. Where is that made?
I'm going to find it out because like uh wait for a sec.
I know there's
Is
there's Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson and Johnson, and then there's Sinovac from China, and then there's something called Sputnik 5 from Russia.
this is like BioNTech.
This is Pfizer. I think
Is
it's
I'm not sure what is what.
I think it's called Pfizer. It's from the United States.
Yeah, perhaps.
It's made in Germany and or Belgium and the United States.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. That's what I had. All in fact, all my staff, the people that work for me, got it last week. Got the Pfizer vaccine. Don't
Yeah.
worry, it's a good vaccine. All right, the side effects. The Pfizer side effects: fatigue,
Yeah.
fatigue, um, arm hurts, um, maybe a fever. But that's about it, and that lasts maybe 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
That's good, Sophie. That's good.
I hope so. It feels like I don't know. It's maybe it will be really a little bit uncomfortable.
Nah, it won't be. Don't think like that. It's you've gotten shots before, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is, Sophie. It's just a shot. Don't be scared. Don't You're not going to become a zombie or anything like that. It's no problem. Really, it's
Okay.
no problem. One of the one of the guys who works for us, he's about 65 years old, but he's an island guy, island man. So he's it's not 2021. He thinks he's just a simple guy.
Yeah.
So we brought him to get a shot, and then when they took the blood pressure, it was very high. he was so scared. So we found out that his blood pressure is okay until you take it. And then he gets so scared that it goes up.
Yeah.
Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. So I have to wait until next week to get him vaccinated. We took him to the doctor and we got him on blood pressure pills, very low dose.
Yeah.
Blood pressure pills so he can pass, so he can get vaccinated. That's about it. So tell me more. What else is going on? How's school? How's the weather?
The weather is still hard. I don't
Yeah.
really like to go out because, it is like often when it is like an oven when you just go out to buy something. Just you feel really hot when you breathe the air. And like during the weekend, I had a really great time with my friend because also she is older than me and we knew each other in university, but she always give me advice when I really need it. Like if I have to choose a difficult decision, then she will help me and give me some suggestion when
She's a good
I
friend.
don't know how to choose. Yeah. And she's a little bit critical, but I really like her.
She's a little bit what?
Critical.
Oh, critical.
Yeah. She is.
Got it.
Maybe because like she is major in law and she wants to be lawyer in the future. So yeah, she's a little bit critical, but it is acceptable. Yeah.
Is she a lawyer? Is she an attorney?
Yeah. She is she is learning how to be a lawyer. Like um she has some like she go to the um she go to some place that she can learn experience.
It's called law school.
Yeah.
My nephew in New York City is a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay. Very hard job. If you're not, he does a lot of research. Where they work about 15, 16 hours a day. And that they research cases, a lot of lawsuits. It pays well. The money is very big,
Yes.
but the time is you have no time for yourself. It's all work, work, work. I could not be
Yeah.
a lawyer. No way. No
I think
way.
she definitely can be a lawyer because like also we are having summer holiday now, but every day she is study, and more study.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she study every day. And I just feel like why are you still studying when you are having summer holiday? But she
Well, she
said
has to
like
take. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I think she had in the United States. You have to take the bar exam,
yes.
so they can get licensed in that state. I think
So does
Taiwan
Taiwan.
is same, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's I can never be a lawyer. I couldn't be a doctor. I would like to be a doctor, but I don't have the patience. My wife could have been a doctor. She likes to study, but I don't like school. What did you study, Sophie, in college? Are you still good? You're still going. What do you want to be?
I want to be a doctor, but yeah, it is really, I mean, um it is a tough process when entered into medical school. Like it is totally different from what I imagined.
Too many
Um,
years.
yeah, loads of excitement and like last semester, I had a class called biochemistry, and we were talking about lipid metabolism, and I just, oh my gosh, I can really handle it. Like any metabolism of body cells, and
Is that when your
also
body burns fat?
no, not
Okay.
is not like that, and how um how glucose it is so important in our body, and also how um and also the function that glucose in our body. Just I have to memorize a lot of psych um chemical process, and also the cycle of body. So so in the end, in the end of semester, I just really collapsed, like, and just,
Yep.
oh
But you
my
know
gosh,
something?
what?
It's worth
Yeah,
it if you can do it. If you have the brains and the personality, which I think you do, to be a doctor, do it. Me, I can't study. I'm not a good student. But
yeah,
my wife's nephew just finished. He's a doctor now. After 4 year college, you go to 2 year medical school, and then I think
yeah,
you have to go to 3 years working in a hospital, and then after that, you get your license. So he just finished almost 10 years, but
yeah,
he's a smart guy, and but not for me, not for me.
yeah,
Maybe a nurse. I could do. If I was younger and I knew that, I would go for nursing. That's a pretty good job, and I think it's really rewarding.
yeah,
Uh, or a technician. There's so many um, computers now that and scans and CT scans and PET scans and MRIs and all these computerized things. And when I was in the hospital, all these kids were taking care of me. They were your age, like 25 years old, 26 years old.
yeah.
So I said to them, "How many years do you go to college for?" They said it's a 2 year course. Uh, a 2 year course,
Yeah.
and then they get the license to do X-rays or an X-ray technician, and they make a lot of money, and they can go anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world to work.
Yeah.
Not for me, but if I was younger, maybe I would look into it. I don't mind taking care of people. I mean, but not a doctor. That's too much responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
What else? Any good movies or sporting goods
Oh,
or
I actually like read, maybe it's like a book like written by my grandma's favorite female
author?
writer.
And who's that?
She is Chinese,
Oh, child. Okay.
and yeah, and her background is similar to my grandma. I really like her. Like her plot is really gentle and warm. So my mom just lent it from the library in her school, and my sister, my mom, and I just read it, and we found out we um really like her article. Like it is very I don't know. It is like um bef like
Is it romance or drama
no,
or
no, it is more like life. The life in a the life in China during 1990, maybe 1920 or 30.
oh,
Maybe
before the
we can.
Chinese Revolution?
Yes. And so Lear has a lot of personality and also um a lot of Western religion comes to China. And
They're called
she,
missionaries.
yeah, she also referred that like she called a noun as wife, Miss Wife.
Okay, so if you say it again, because I really want to understand.
You really.
I love old movies about China in the 1920s and 30s. I'm with. I think it's very very interesting. The architecture, how people live, even even the bathrooms. You know, I went to China in 1980, 88, 89, and I
Yeah.
had to go to the bathroom, and I walk in the bathroom, and it's on the floor.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
I said,
Until now, we still have toilets
you
on the.
know, that's. I think that's the um, correct way. You know, I think that my wife and I were talking about this yesterday. I don't know why, but we were talking about it, and I remember going to the restaurant, and I went to the and it was a nice restaurant,
Yes.
but the toilet was there was no Western toilets. I very interesting, and I remember going through small villages. Really, just I thought I was in a movie, and I
Yeah.
remember I was in Canton at the Canton Fair, if I spell it right.
Yeah.
No, and I walked out of the balcony on the hotel, and in the road, instead of cars, there were bicycles. You know, bicycles.
Yeah, I know.
So nobody had cars back then. They all had bicycles.
Yeah.
So I was really amazed. And there was only the highways. You had one road going this way, you know, that way, and one road coming this way. There were no highways or anything. So we took a taxi for about 8 hours. I remember. Of course, we didn't take the train, and it was a very strange drive. And the wheel was on either side. It doesn't matter. It could be on the right hand side or it could be on the left hand side. You know, the
Yeah.
driving wheel. Very very interesting to me. I really enjoy. I was there for about 10 days. I was until I went back to Hong Kong, and it's very interesting. Even Hong Kong was interesting back then, and before it was given back to China when it was ruled by British UK. Very very different.
I don't know, like my grandma, she didn't tell me a lot of stories when she was in China because um because in her when she was young, there was a
I
civil
I,
war,
I know.
yeah, yeah, in China. So she moved to Taiwan when she was really young, and she barely have memories in China. But like when she why she really loves this female writer is like she feel um she feels she's um like after I read this book, I know why my grandma really liked this female writer. For example, she referred that when she just entered into junior high school, mm, which is supported by church, and um she said her entrance examination, her Chinese score is 105, but her math score is 0. And my grandma, and I just finally know like why my grandma really like her, because like when I was in high school, I always feel frustrated of my math score. And so sometimes I called my grandma and tell her like I'm really sad that I get this math score. And then my grandma just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry because your grandma is not good at mathematics. So I'm so sorry that I maybe it's genetic."
Oh, no, no.
She said, "Oh, maybe because of me, so you don't get math, so you don't have good score in math." And I just, oh no, no, I was just like, oh grandma, why do you say that? But yeah, at that time, um, yeah, she always say that, and I read that, and oh, okay, why my grandma like her, because like she really have something in common. Like they both of them are really good at Chinese, but yeah, they are terrible in math. And they moved to Taiwan when they were young. So I think like that maybe that is why my grandma really like her, because like she can feel her feeling when she read it.
Your
Yeah.
grandmother's still alive?
Yeah, she's,
Wow. She must be in her 80s.
yeah, almost.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. That's great. I think that's terrific. I wasn't good in math, Sophie. I wasn't a good student, period. But
Yeah.
I graduated college. It's very important that you get an education. Um, it's too bad. I love books. I love reading books. Um,
Yeah.
I like, spy novels or detective or police novels. Um,
Yeah.
um, Police books, or uh, my favorite author is Robert Parker. He's a writer and he writes about detectives. That's my favorite author. I read all his books, about 17 books. And I also like, I don't know if you ever read it, Noble House or Taipan by James Clavell. Very good book.
Okay.
Um, Taipan and Noble House. It's they're books by James, and I'm going to spell his last name wrong. See, Clavel. Maybe it's two L's. Um, it's all about um, traders in the 1800s in Hong Kong, and how they made Hong Kong a part of the British Empire. And then from Taipan, it goes to Noble House in about the year 2000, 2010. And it just tells a whole story of traders and business people that started in the 1800s in Hong Kong and just evolved into $1 billion companies. In fact, of course, I spelled it wrong. The owners of Cathay Pacific are one of the companies that's in the book. So it's very interesting. Here, let me see if I can put it on the screen for you.
Okay.
Taipan book. Okay, this is the novel. Let's see, images. There we go. Very, very good book. Okay, and my wife got me to read it when we first met back in 1984, and I reread that book once a year. It's about 700-800 pages, but it's great.
Yes.
Okay, did you happen to see the what we're going to learn this evening about the food wastage?
Not see it.
Okay, I watched it a few times. It's very, very interesting. Very
Yeah.
scary, but very interesting. I'll put on the video and I'll put on Chinese subtitles,
Sure. Okay.
and then we can talk about it. Sorry, just let me get. Hi, Sophie. This
Hey.
is very interesting.
Yes, it
This
is.
this concerns you. I'll be dead, but but we really, America, human beings are really destroying the earth.
Yeah.
Each year, one third of all the food. Each year, one third of all the food the world produces is lost or wasted.
Yes.
I mean, think about that. Why don't you read number 2? Not only can you read that?
Okay. Not only does this mean an economic loss, it
Economic
means
loss.
it means that all of the natural resources used for growing, processing, packaging, transporting, and marketing that food were also wasted.
So one third of growing the food, processing the food, packaging the food, transporting the food, and marketing the food are wasted. That's trillions of dollars. Not billions, that's trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Um, Imagine 28% of the world's agricultural land grows crops that are wasted. Why don't you read number 4?
Okay. That equates to the total land area of China, Mongolia, and Kazakh I'm not sure.
Kazakhstan,
Kazakhstan.
right? Equals means the same,
Yeah.
okay? Equates, equals, okay. You're pretty smart, so I don't have to explain a lot to you. But this is amazing to me, Sophie,
Yeah.
that we waste so much water that we
Yeah.
can give water to the world
Yeah.
every year on the water that we waste. I didn't know this. Okay. Every time I do one of these things, I learn so much.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can do something about it. I'm not preaching, but it's your generation that has to make a difference. Is there anything is you understand this, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Okay, why don't you read number 6?
Okay. And as agriculture and fisheries expand into wild areas, overexploited natural resources, forests, and marine habitats are lost along with their biodiversity.
Okay. Biodiversity means all varieties of life found on the earth, like plants and animals. That's everything. Okay.
Yeah, like our
Agricultural,
Amazon forest,
you
rainforest.
know, you know more than me.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
You mean Amazon rainforest?
The rainforest, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I feel really I don't know. This is like I don't know when did it happen, but I once I saw the news was reported that over 46% area of Amazon rainforest was burned by the fire. And I was like, oh my gosh,
What?
Amazon rainforest is also called the lung of the earth. And it just burned. Like,
Not only that, they're cutting down the trees.
yes, exactly for the industry.
And not only that, a lot of the medicines were invented from the Amazon.
Yeah, and a lot of creatures that have never found or haven't even named. They and they just disappeared. It is really a pity that people just cut off the trees and they lost a lot of beautiful creatures.
You know, when I talk to you, and I'm not saying this, I think there's hope for mankind. Become a scientist, Sophie. You seem to understand this. And the greenhouse gases. I mean, this is all. I saw this. It really made me a little bit. Again, I'm going to be dead, but This is not good for the world.
It
You know
is.
what's going on. Okay, let's start number 7. Above
Okay.
all,
Above all, wasted food emits some 3.3 G is giga or G.
gigatons. A giga.
Giga.
I looked all this stuff up because I didn't know what it was. It's gases in the Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. Water, vapor, carbon dioxide, meaning it's the ozone layer. If we keep emitting all this, what is it called? Like greenhouse gases, it will burn up. It'll be too hot to live in
Yeah.
the world. Amazing.
Actually, I feel like Earth is burning now because like all weather is really different from when I was young, maybe a decade ago. Like everything, like the climate change very extremely, I think.
California is burning.
Yeah.
California used to have wildfires 1 month or 2 months a year. Now it's all year round.
This,
It's scary. It was 110 degrees in New York City. And
oh
you
my
know, when it's
God.
that hot and the sun hits it because of all the concrete
Yes.
and all the skyscrapers that the sun hits and it comes back, it's so hot now. It's really scary. Okay, go ahead with number 9. This is what we're talking about.
Sure. It is not
Sustainable.
sustainable and cannot continue.
Amazing. I looked this up also. It's conserving nature's balance of natural resources.
Yeah.
Everything is out of balance now. It's you understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I go ahead. Where were we? Number
Nine.
10.
Okay. With a future of more people and fewer resources, we cannot afford to throw our natural resources out with the garbage.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a fast story.
Okay.
Okay. I got married. Okay. I was living in
Yeah.
Manila. We came over to the island where my wife is from, and she introduced me to this guy, Mr. Lau, Chinese. And he was a friend of my wife's father 100 years ago, but he was president of a bank, very rich guy, worth millions and millions of dollars. And he says, Ray, my name is Ray. He says, Ray, you know, I make gas out of chicken poop, you know, chicken waste, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like in 1990, 1991. So I said, oh, I didn't care. I said, that's very interesting. He says, no, you have to come over to my house and take a look at this. I said, you want me to come look at a chicken coop? I've never been to a chicken coop before. So I
Yes.
said, Dr. Lau. I said, his name is Dr. Lau. He's a doctor. I said, you know, a business doctor, not a MD. I said, Dr. Lau, you want me to go look at your chicken coop? He says, yeah. I want to show you how I make fuel. I'm thinking to myself, you got the wrong guy. But I, you know, out of respect for my wife and my wife's father, I said, let's go. So he took me in, and he had these 2 old Mercedes Benz from like 1960, 20 years old. And he's got this chicken coop. And every morning he collects the waste and he puts it through this thing. And he says, let's take a ride in my car. Now, I like old cars. I said, let's go. And we're driving, and there's no really roads. This is a long time ago. And he says, he looks at me, this guy, right? Very bank president. He's a doctor. He says, you know, the fuel I'm driving is chicken shit, you know, chicken poop. I said, whoa, you know, I was very impressed. I never thought that it would be mass produced. But now they're using garbage and waste for fuel and energy. It's amazing, amazing. When he said to me, "Let's go look at my chicken coop," I I said, "Chicken coop? You want me to look at the chicken coop? I'm from New York, man. We got no." Hey, Sophie. Hey, Sophie.
Yeah.
I went
Yes.
swimming today, right? And
Yeah.
I'm in the pool, and I'm over here, and at the other end of the pool, I look down, and a chicken fell in. So the chicken is in my pool, going like this, trying to get out, right? And I'm thinking to myself, Sophie, I'm saying, I'm not going near this chicken, right? So, but somebody came and they got a net. I figured the chicken could fly out. No, I don't know anything about chickens.
Yeah.
Just a true story. The chicken is
I-
like, I don't know, we have so many different animals. Like we have a lot of cats. I don't have a
Yeah.
cat, but they live in my house anyway. I have my neighbor raises chickens,
Yeah.
free roaming around. So every day I have chickens in the house, in my kitchen. They're looking for food, right?
It's
One
like a
day,
farm or zoo, having various animals at your house.
about a month ago, my cook. I don't we
Yeah.
don't pay. It's not a cook. She's a housekeeper cook. She took the chicken and she made chicken soup.
With
She killed the chicken.
with the chicken from
I ran
the
into the
neighbor.
house. Yeah, I didn't eat the chicken, but it's very fun. This is a very funny country to me. I mean, you go to a supermarket and they're coming out with the head of a cow. I'm looking. I'm looking in the basket. When you go to a supermarket,
Yes.
and there's a cow head. So
Cow head.
a cow head. They make soup. So I said to the guy, I said, you got a cow head in your cart. I said, you got a cow head, man. What are you gonna do with a cow head? Well, he's just gonna make soup. You want some? You want to come over? I said, no, no, no. A cow head. It's a true story. I'm not. I mean, pigs, pig knuckles, pig feet. I mean, about four or five
I,
times. About 4 or
when
5
it
times.
comes to
Head.
cow head, it reminds me the I think it is a disease from cow, and it infected it infects human. I forgot what
It's
the
called. I
name
know
of.
what it's called. Hold on. Let me write it
Yeah.
down. I let me just mad cow. Did I spell disease right? I don't think so. Oh, okay. Mad cow disease. It makes you crazy.
Yes, exactly. When it
I
comes
remember
to
from the UK. It started in the UK, right?
right.
Many years ago. Yeah, I remember. World is amazing, Sophie. You're gonna have a great life. You're young, you're pretty, you're smart. You're gonna do good. You're gonna have a great life. I predict.
Okay. And I will tell you, maybe a couple years pass, and I will come to your hotel, and I will tell like, hey Ray, do you still remember me? I'm having a great life today, and you
I think
predicted before.
you will have a great life. So I have no, Sophie. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. You're smart. You're outgoing. You're intelligent. You're gonna do great. It's like I said. It's gonna go up and down, but you enjoy it. You know, Saturday was 2 years from my stem cell replacement. So we had a big party. Because it's my second birthday. That when you get stem cell replacement, they say you have a new life. So
Yeah.
I have 2 birthdays in August and October. So
Yeah.
Saturday, I was 2 years old, and I got pork belly and uh, I don't know what I bought. Usually I buy a whole pig and we kill it and we roast it, but not this year because of COVID. I didn't want to do that, and we went out to the floating cottage, the raft. So we had a lot of people, our neighbors, and my wife's family came over. It was very nice.
Yeah.
It was very nice. Yeah, life is great, Sophie.
Yeah. A lot
I,
of
th-
things that I can
I thank God
explore.
every day. I mean, sometimes I go crazy because of COVID. It's but I'm lucky to be alive. I'm always, the glass is half full. I think it's always full. Life is good. Life is a struggle, but life is good.
Yeah. I with
I'm a Christian,
yeah.
almost 28 years now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm Jewish, so I thought, you know, being a Christian was crazy. But then
Why?
all of a sudden, I became a Christian. My friend's a pastor, so he said, "Come on, what do you got to lose?" I said, "I'm Jewish, Francis. I can't be a Christian. Just try it, try it." I said, "Come on." So I did it, and I started reading the Bible, and it made a difference in my life.
Yes. Hmm.
I'm very blessed.
I'm not sure if I'm going to say I'm blessed because like my parents are Christian. So when I was young, I already read the Bible, but just- I'm not sure about that because like
I'm sure. You know,
yeah.
I have a friend who's an atheist. Okay, he's a doctor. He's my best friend. He's in New York.
Yeah.
Now, I always tell him, I said, "You may not believe in God, but God believes in you," because he does all these medical missions. He goes around the world before COVID, volunteering, and you know, if you don't have a sense of God in you, you can't do this.
Yes.
So even though he doesn't believe in God, I know that God believes in him and he'll be saved. That's what I believe, and I know him almost all my life. In fact, he helped me graduate college because he's a genius. His name is Mark, and we're born
Yeah.
on the same day. Okay,
Wow.
I'm 2 years older, and he has a twin brother who's a physicist. Now these guys are geniuses. You know, when they talk to me, they have to come down. I can't
Why?
understand. I don't understand some of the things they're talking about. So I remember that we were talking one day. We went out for dinner in New York, and Stephen, the physicist, I asked him to explain something to me, and so he's explaining it to me like I'm a 3-year-old child. I said, "Stephen, I'm not that stupid. I know I'm dumb compared to you guys. I mean, black holes and I but we're friends for 30 years. We went to college together. Mark wrote my last paper in college. This statistics. If It's a kind of math. I don't even know how to spell it. I mean, statistics. Nah, it's spelled wrong. I don't know how to spell it. Let me see if I can go over here. Nah, it's a kind. I don't even know how to spell it, but it's very difficult. And he wrote my last paper for me, and I was able to graduate college. That's a true story. I couldn't do it. I had no idea what statistics. I didn't even go to the library in college. I think I was in the library 5 times. I was a working student. I put myself through college
Yeah.
a long time ago, but I graduated
Finally.
finally. Took me 5.5, 6 years, but I graduated. It was worth it. It was worth it. Do you have siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters, Sophie?
Yeah, I had a younger sister, and like um uh, she and I always study the same school, except the junior high school. So she is a high school student now, and 2 days after 2 days, she is going to have her high school life, and I just worry about her because I don't really have a very pleasant time when I was in high school. I mean, like the education system in Taiwan, especially in the high school, is really precious. And if if I was if I am able to turn back the clock, I
Turn back
would
the clock.
never I would never go back to my high school life because it is like tons of excitement. I before I stepped into high school, I was really excited knowing knowing new knowledge and making some friends, but eventually I found out it is really difficult that if you want to have a friend, you also have to handle the you also have to handle friendship or other situations like that. And also there is some activities in high school that you have to handle. I don't know, just uh, like for example, like English subject. Maybe when I was in junior high school, I just need to memorize 10 spellings every day. But in high school, the spelling that I have to memorize is 5 times than what I have to learn in junior high school. So I'm just really worried about my sister because like I'm not sure if she will be happy in high school. And she is also a person, I think she is a little bit oppressive. She don't really express her feelings.
Oh,
So I'm
expressing. Okay. Okay. Express. Ah, okay. I
so
went to high
I'm
school.
yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful high school, but it burned down my first year. So,
Really.
yes. Um, let me see if I can get it on the screen. I'll show you where I went to high school. Let's go here. So if I can get it here. Okay. This is where I went to high school. Let's see if we can get images there coming. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, that's not good. Let me just see. That's where I went to high school, right here.
Yeah.
Now this burnt down, and it had to be rebuilt the first year. So we used to go to school from 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the afternoon school went from like 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and we
Yeah.
used to go to school in trailers. trailers, like big trailers, with different. They had many classrooms in the trailers. Oh, come on! I should go back to school to learn how to spell. I am a terrible speller. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, and it was many classes inside the trailer, and that's how we went to school for the first year. And but I graduated. And then I went to a little school in Ohio for college. No good. I wasn't a good student. I got thrown out. They asked me to leave after one semester. Yeah, I was a bad boy, but it was a long time ago. It's the hippie days. It was
Very rebellious.
very, very, yeah. I try to join a fraternity, right? And this is a true story. They come around, the guys who are already in the fraternity, and they want you to do things for them. So this guy said, light my cigarette. So I said something to him. I'm not gonna light your cigarette. You want me to light your? No way. I don't. First of all, I don't smoke. No,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna light anybody's cigarette. I can't play a game like that. So I didn't. I quit.
Yeah.
My sisters were all straight A students. Sorority, Ohio State. Very a teacher, Spanish teacher, and my cousins. Not me. I'm not a student. But then again, they're not living on a beautiful island in the Philippines with a staff and a swimming pool. They're in an apartment in New York City. I mean, a big difference how our lives change. But a long time ago, I don't remember anything about high school. I'll show you where I went to college.
Okay.
Okay, I went to a college in New Rochelle. Let's get some images. This is where I went to school.
Wow, it is so big. I mean, like campus is so,
I had a good time.
yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest with you, I don't remember any classes. The only thing I remember is going camping with my friends on the weekends, climbing a mountain or on vacations, or going in a car and going to a rock and roll concert for 3 or 4 days. But I don't remember anything about school. Nothing. I have no memory about high school, and I have no memory about college. And I remember everything, but not college. Sometimes when I go back to New York, Mark and I, my friend the doctor, we take a ride and we go look at the campus. And my nickname is Ricky. He says, Ricky, remember that? I said, no, I don't. I don't remember classes. I don't remember my teachers, and I just have no memory. I don't know why.
Maybe after so many years ago.
Look, I remember a lot, and I remember a long time ago. I just don't remember school that well. Sophie, it was really, really good talking to you tonight. I really enjoyed it. You came in at 7 and we spoke for an hour, and we talked about our lives. We talked about the food wastage, which you're very smart about. I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. I learned so much from you guys. You have no idea. Thank you.
I also learned a lot from you, really.
Thank you,
And
Sophie.
I really like every week. I'm looking forward Monday and having a really nice talk.
Anything you
I'm
want to
really
talk about? I'm, I watch the news all the time. I don't want to talk about it. It's very depressing.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll see you next week.
Okay, see you next
Thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
All right. God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye. What am I doing here?